Alex, you're a dating coach. You've seen a million different types of relationships out there. Spin this into a positive light. How can men and women actually end up together? Because we see that people are less likely to get married, less likely to have kids. Things are trending in the wrong direction. If anything, we want America to have more kids, to be more unified. What's your advice out there?
Well, first of all, me and my girlfriend are different politically, and we love each other. We have discussions about it. It's fun. Sometimes we're like, all right, let's not talk about this for an hour, but that can't happen. I've hooked up with super conservative girls, super liberal girls. That's not necessarily a deal breaker unless they're super far gone to the extreme. I do agree with you on that. It's also a real shame that being liberal is now associated with being like a weirdo who's like super weak, and that like you're all about like using PC pronouns and shit. That's not really what liberal is, or at least not what it used to be. An old school liberal is someone who wants more like economic equality, wants to have a higher minimum wage, wants to have universal health care, wants to have, you know, less wars, more free speech, right? That's what real liberalism is. It just got kind of corrupted by all the cringe SJW lords. So yeah, I would consider myself like a more of an old school liberal, but somewhere between a libertarian and that.
Yeah, libertarian.
Yeah.
It's different to liberal, correct?
Yeah, but I would say I'm somewhere in between.
Okay.
But I'm all in favor of closing corporate tax loopholes. I'm all in favor of like, you know, getting rid of stupid wars that America always gets into, or all the massive spending on the Pentagon. I'm all pro free speech. Although now that's really become associated with the right. I don't know how that even happened, because 20 years ago it was another way. But the point is that like, yeah, I think as long as you're not like a weirdo extremist where you're like walking around in like a MAGA hat and like jerking off to Donald Trump. On the other extreme,
Oh man.
it happens, believe it or not. On the other extreme, you know, you're not like a super feminist pussy. I think if you're just like a normal person and you just have certain, I guess, political positions, it shouldn't be a deal breaker. I think it's sad that nowadays a lot of people who have different political beliefs can't even associate with each other. Like when I hear like, I can't be friends with a Trump supporter, I can't be friends with a liberal, it's so cringe. I have friends from like every type of dynamic. It shouldn't matter unless of course you're so indoctrinated you're just like too far gone.